Blackmore.
Fighting games is a beautiful genre when it comes to the battle of the minds and execution, where you'll see people pull off some amazing things of what fighting games are capable of.
X-Factor to try to get away. Once he got off!
Motion inputs versus easy movements. One of the hottest debates in the fighting game community currently. Again, but are classic motions like quarter circles and dragon punches becoming obsolete? Or are we simplifying fighting games into something they were never meant to be? With Street Fighter VI introducing modern controls, redefining the perfect way and opening doors for new players in my honest opinion, and other games following suit, especially these recently announced tag fighters that are coming out like Invincible vs. Marvel Tokon, it's also sparked fierce arguments with what the genre is losing. Now, why is this topic so controversial? How it affects gameplay depth? And what can we do to preserve motion controls for future players and games? Let's have a discussion in today's video. The controversy starts with what makes a fighting game feel like a fighting game. Traditionally, inputs like quarter circles, Z motions, and charge moves are part of the genre's DNA. These aren't just technical hurdles, they shape how and when you use a move. A dragon punch input adds risk. A charge move forces planning. They add rhythm, timing, and mastery. But newer players often find these intimidating. Some people just want to be able to hit buttons and just do the cool things that you see in videos or just things of that nature. That's where easy inputs, or modern controls I should say, come in. With one button, you can throw a fireball or anti-air without mastering the motion. Accessibility is great, but are we sacrificing depth for simplicity? In recent years, more games have introduced simplified controls and auto combos. From Granblue Fantasy Versus, DNF Duel, City of the Wolves, Melty Blood, Dragon Ball FighterZ, and now the Invincible Versus game and Marvel Tokon. The list goes on. It feels like motion controls are being phased out. Developers say it expands the audience. Others say it's eroding the skill expression that defines fighting games. I feel developers tend to forget the point of fighting games while trying to expand their audience. When you remove the option of complexity, you flatten the skill ceiling. You shorten the learning curve, but also the mastery curve, and that hurts competitive play long term. Street Fighter VI is the perfect example of a balanced attempt to reconcile both sides. It introduced modern controls, letting players do specials and combos more easily, but with reduced damage and limited movesets as a trade-off, which I feel that is probably the sweet spot in order to really reconcile this. Capcom made modern viable, but not dominant. Players like Haitani have used it in tournaments to a high level effect, but there are still trade-offs. That's the key difference, in my opinion, why it works so well in this game's system. It's a pretty clever system, but if modern easy input becomes the standard, will developers design around it first and motion second? What about players who love classic input complexity? Motion controls aren't just about difficulty, they're about intent. A quarter circle forward means you meant that fireball. A 360 motion makes a command grab feel earned. Lose it and you lose tension. You lose complex decision making. You lose the satisfaction of precise execution under pressure in a match. Most importantly, you lose expression. A player's style shines through in how they buffer and bait, in which you can slowly piece together what that player's mindset is during a match.
Say, get that shit out here.
That's what makes fighting games an art form, not just a reaction test. So how do we protect motion controls without gatekeeping new players? 1. Keep motion inputs as the default. Easy inputs can be training wheels, not replacements. 2. Build engaging tutorials, which I feel fighting games are slowly solving that problem, but still has a long way to go. We need to also teach why motions matter and why are they part of fighting games DNA altogether. 3. Encourage progression. Guide new players to graduate to classic inputs, not out of elitism, but to preserve depth if they choose to. We have to always remember to give that option available to a player if they want to move on from modern, easy controls into classic style controls. We have to understand some players are not going to be execution gods, but their strengths could lie in something else like whiff punishing into hit confirms. We don't have to choose one side, but we must recognize the value of motion controls and why losing them would be a loss for the FGC and gaming history as a whole. And I hope a lot of developers down the road end up understanding why it is so important to many people wanting motion controls to be preserved out there. So what do you think? Should motion controls remain the core of fighting games? Or is the genre better off embracing simplicity? This was something I was wrestling with in my mind for a while and just wanted to put my thoughts out there, throw my hat into the ring as you will. But let me know in the comments your thoughts. If you enjoyed today's video, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated. The 36 Chambers Community Discord will be up if you want to join and become a member as well. But until next time, y'all, keep practicing, stay hyped for these new fighting games, and always remember, inputs and creativity matter. This is Blackmore signing off. Catch you next time. Peace.
The study of Kung Fu fighting is ongoing. Don't ever hope to master all of them. So be careful.